Welcome to Formula World. I'm your host Dylan Shelley, and here's what's on this episode. First up on Formula World, Ricciardo's solution to save F1 in 2020. Many F1 experts have been suggesting different ways to get the maximum number of races in whatever time is available once racing resumes. One of the most commonly suggested ideas has been to hold races every weekend. This, in the eyes of many, would cause both logistical nightmares as well as a seemingly impossible workload for the many members of the teams. Renault's Daniel Ricciardo spoke about the only possible ways, according to him, in which races could be held so frequently. The weekends will have to be shortened if we want to race every week. We'll have to organise the weekends over 2 days rather than 3. We'll also have to set up a logical operation with one period in Europe, another in the east of the world, and one in the west. That could work. In any case, we would be ready for the recovery. He also called for the involvement of all the drivers in the decision-making process. I think it's necessary. We're all together in an association, so it's a good communication channel. We can communicate with the organisers through this family. We can share our opinions and find solutions. If we are offered a 2-day weekend format rather than a 3-day one, I think the drivers will be in favour of it, because it will mean more races. Teams losing $2 million per race. The F1 world should have already seen 3 races by now if everything had progressed as scheduled. Instead, not a single race has gone ahead, and 9 races in total have been postponed or cancelled, and more could join the list as per the predictions of many F1 experts. One of the suggested effects of this lockdown has been the negative economical impact that the teams will face. However, teams are already facing huge financial losses for every race that is not being held on time, as revealed by AlphaTauri team principal Franz Tost. The contracts are set up in such a way that we lose a lot of income if we don't drive. The established amounts will then go down. This, along with all the lost revenue in terms of advertising and TV contracts, means that the total loss per race is very high, and some have speculated it to be in the region of €2 million per race. Tost further shed light on the timeframe by which they need racing to resume to still be able to survive before the situation becomes too dire. If we can race again in July, we will probably get out of this with only a black eye. If that isn't possible, then it will be difficult. If nothing comes in all year long, it could be a critical situation. Fast feed. AlphaTauri driver Daniel Kvyat has suggested that St. Petersburg would be a great venue for the Russian Grand Prix, as it's closer to Europe and more people from Scandinavian countries will be able to join, thus bringing Russia a bit closer to the racing world. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel has revealed that the current F1 cars are phenomenal in terms of downforce, but they're too heavy. Former F1 driver Karun Chandhok added to that by saying that this increase in downforce means that racing has become a lot worse because the cars are easier to drive, allowing new drivers to be within 3/10 of experienced drivers, instead of it being scary and exciting as it used to be. Former McLaren boss Ron Dennis showered praise on Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton, as he has shown the world that you can combine talent with the will to give up everything for your sport, and hence deserves all his plaudits and titles. Dutch Grand Prix sporting director Jan Lammers has questioned why can't a Grand Prix just be held on Tuesday or Wednesday evenings, as happens in football, as a way to have as many races as possible. Dutch driver Robin Freins spent 2 years in the Formula 1 world, but feels that he never really felt appreciated for who he was, which is why he went back to drive GTs with Audi. And the FIA has confirmed that the factories of all teams and their engine suppliers are obliged to close for a minimum of 35 days as opposed to the previously announced 21 days. Do you agree with Ricciardo's idea? Be sure to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.